What if I told you that one of Albert Einstein's most mysterious predictions, written quietly in the corner of an old notebook, has recently shaken NASA scientists to the core, and that for years they tried to keep the discovery hidden, fearing the world wasn't ready for the truth? Imagine, for a moment, the greatest mind in human history leaving behind a clue. An unsolved equation, a warning, a secret so powerful that even today's most advanced technology bends under its weight. What was Einstein trying to tell us? And why is NASA suddenly so nervous? This story begins not with rockets, not with space missions, but with a dusty stack of documents sealed inside a climate-controlled vault deep beneath the Princeton archives. For decades, scientists believed these papers were already studied, already understood, just more theories from a man who reshaped the universe with E equals mc squared. But buried inside those pages was something no one expected, a strange handwritten note describing an anomalous cosmic phenomenon that Einstein believed would one day threaten the stability of Earth itself. At first, it sounded like the ramblings of a genius dreaming too far ahead. But when NASA's Deep Space Telescope started picking up unexplained distortions in space-time, distortions that matched Einstein's forgotten calculations, the panic began. Suddenly, the old notebook wasn't just a relic, it was a roadmap, a prediction, a warning. NASA quietly formed a classified internal team to investigate Einstein's forgotten equation. They ran simulations, they tested spacecraft data, they inspected readings from Voyager and Hubble. What they found was terrifying. Einstein wasn't just guessing, he had accurately predicted a cosmic event that modern science only recently started to detect. An event powerful enough to warp gravitational fields, disrupt planetary orbits, and potentially change life on Earth forever. But NASA couldn't go public, not yet. They knew releasing this information would cause fear, confusion, and questions they couldn't answer. So instead, they did what any agency would do when it finds something world-shaking. They tried to bury it. Documents went missing. Emails were encrypted, internal reports were stamped with classified labels, and the few scientists who pushed for transparency were told to step back for the sake of national security. But secrets this big can't stay hidden forever. It started with a leaked message, an astrophysicist whispering anonymously that NASA had rediscovered something Einstein predicted. Soon, more whispers followed. An astrophysicist from JPL, a technician from the NASA Marshall Center, a data analyst working on the James Webb Telescope. They all described the same thing: readings that didn't make sense, distortions in space-time that matched Einstein's forgotten calculations, and a quiet but urgent effort to hide the truth from the public. But what exactly did Einstein predict? Why is NASA afraid to talk about it? According to the leaked notes, Einstein's secret equation refers to an extremely rare, almost impossible cosmic phenomenon, something he believed could bend the structure of reality on a scale never observed. He called it the Convergence Point, a moment when multiple gravitational fields overlap and magnify each other, causing violent distortions in space-time. He wrote that such an event could be triggered by the alignment of massive celestial bodies, the movement of black holes, or the eruption of exotic energy sources that modern science is only beginning to understand. For decades, scientists dismissed this as theoretical imagination. After all, who would believe that the universe could behave like a stretched fabric, folding and twisting in unpredictable ways? But then, the telescope started seeing anomalies, ripples in space-time, sudden gravitational spikes, unexplained gravitational waves coming from impossible directions,
And every time NASA tried to model these events, Einstein's forgotten formula fit perfectly. It was as if Einstein had looked a century into the future and left behind a mathematical prophecy. NASA's own data became undeniable when the James Webb Space Telescope detected an enormous gravitational disturbance near a distant galaxy, something so powerful that bent light in ways no theory could explain, except Einstein's secret equation. Suddenly, his prediction was no longer a curiosity. It was a match, a perfect match. That's when the fear started. If these disturbances continued to strengthen, they could eventually reach our galaxy. And if they reached our galaxy, they could alter gravitational balance, affect time dilation, and interfere with satellite networks, GPS systems, and even the orbit of Earth's moon. NASA realized the public wasn't ready to hear that the universe itself was shifting in ways humans cannot control. So they worked silently. They recalibrated telescopes. They ran deep space scans. They reached out to European and Japanese space agencies, but shared only fragments of the truth. They created contingency plans, quiet ones, plans that involved spacecraft repositioning, emergency communication networks, and long-term monitoring protocols. But even with all their precautions, the secret couldn't stay hidden. Why? Because the anomalies were increasing. Not every NASA scientist agreed with keeping the truth classified. One of them, whose identity still remains unknown, leaked the original Einstein notes to a group of independent physicists. Those physicists compared the equations with NASA's publicly released gravitational wave data, and what they found confirmed everything. Einstein had predicted the very distortions that the LIGO detectors recorded, including the ones NASA never publicly commented on. Now the public wants answers, but NASA still refuses to acknowledge that they rediscovered Einstein's lost prediction. Instead, they give vague explanations about unexpected observations, data variations, or unusual cosmic signals. But the truth is bigger than that. Bigger than anything NASA wants to admit. Because Einstein didn't just predict a cosmic anomaly, he predicted its cycle. His notes describe the convergence point as a repeating event, one that occurs every few thousand years. He believed ancient civilizations may have recorded these cosmic disturbances without understanding what they were. And now, for the first time in human history, we have instruments capable of detecting it. And the readings suggest that the next convergence point may already be forming. Some scientists believe it will be harmless, just a rare, beautiful cosmic event. Others believe it could trigger unpredictable gravitational effects that might impact Earth's magnetic field or alter deep space trajectories. NASA's classified teams are running simulations every day, and each simulation raises new questions. What happens if the gravitational fields strengthen unexpectedly? Could they disrupt time perception? Could they bend radio signals? Could they create temporary distortions in the atmosphere? Could they affect biological rhythms on Earth? Nobody knows. But the most important question is this: why did Einstein keep this equation hidden? Why didn't he publish it? Was he afraid no one would believe him? Or did he think humanity wasn't ready? Some historians believe Einstein simply didn't have enough evidence to prove it. Others believe he intentionally left it hidden, hoping future generations would discover it when they had better tools. And now those tools exist. The James Webb Telescope, the LIGO detectors, the deep space probes, all of them capturing data Einstein predicted without ever seeing it. So where does this leave us today? NASA continues to monitor the cosmic distortions quietly, carefully, without alarming the world. They still refuse to acknowledge the leaked notes. They still avoid discussing the anomalies openly. But something has changed. More scientists are speaking out. More independent researchers are analyzing telescope data. More questions are being asked. And with every question, the pressure on NASA grows. Eventually, they won't be able to hide it anymore. And when that day comes, Einstein's forgotten secret, his lost prediction, his cosmic warning, may finally be revealed to the world. Until then, all we can do is watch the sky, follow the clues, and remember this: sometimes the greatest mysteries in the universe aren't discovered, they're rediscovered. And sometimes the smartest man who ever lived leaves behind a secret so powerful that even NASA isn't ready to share it.